So hello everyone and welcome to this week's Akashic Show with me, your host, Natasha Nicole Harris. So welcome. Today we're going to be talking about opening up to receiving. We're going to pick a card from this beautiful deck of light cards today, just to get a little bit of guidance and support around this. If you're watching the replay, please type #replay. If you've got any questions, do let me know as we're going through. I always love to see comments afterwards. I haven't been actually receiving comments while I've been going live. So if you are joining me live and I don't answer, then I will come back to them. So a little bit about me. I'm Natasha Nicole Harris. I am an Akashic activator and healer. I work with the wisdom of the Akashic Records, which is a beautiful, wonderful resource to really supporting us, to shining our soul light out into the world, to allowing us to be more uniquely who we are, and really allowing these the blocks, the resistance to heal within our vibrational field, and really supporting us to elevating to our next level of impact, leadership, love, and a little bit of magic, because that's what it's all about as well. But we have to take action in order to receive things. We have to be able to do things that are going to allow us to be in a space of receiving, because just hoping and praying that we will receive what we wish for is not going to get us there. That is really wishful thinking. If we put an intention out into the universe thinking that it's going to come to us because we've intended it to it, and we're behaving ourselves and we're being really good about it, and we're doing all the right things, then we will just actually receive things. We need to be open to receiving as well. It's a really key part, and I talked a lot about this in my in the energetic word masterclass I did in January, about really allowing ourselves to be in a space of open to receiving what it is we're calling in. We can do all the things, we can align things, we can think we're aligning things more often than not, but in the pushing, in the waiting, in the trying to receive, what we actually do is create resistance to that receiving, and we actually push it further away. I don't know about you, but January has been a hugely expansive month. I feel like I posted something earlier on my Facebook page that January has really felt like I've lived an entire year in a month. And I feel like the responses that I was getting, I think a lot of us are feeling like that. We have really sort of like nosedived into 2023, coming out the back end of 2022, and it's not felt comfortable for many of us. It certainly hasn't for me. I've been going through ups and downs, and it's like living everything in the same moment, the highs, the lows, the sideways, the everything that's been going on. And it really has been an exercise in patience for me, in taking a breath, in creating space. All these ideas and information and guidance that I've been receiving has left me a little bit overwhelmed with everything that I then need to do. And so we don't want to miss a beat. We don't want to stop doing things. If we're receiving the wisdom, we want to take action, we want to get going. But actually what we do need to do is create a little bit of space in the interim while we're receiving all the information. It's not about receiving the information, receiving guidance, receiving knowledge, receiving wisdom from source, from our divine, the divine. We really want to be listening. We want to be creating space around it as well, because once we start to go, oh, I've got all this information, I've got all these things I need to get going with, we can then get going too quickly. We can really burn ourselves out very quickly because we're in this hyperdrive mode. And being in that is great when we're creating momentum. That's fine. But so often what we do is we burn ourselves out in trying to get to the end goal, trying to action everything that we're receiving. Or we get so overwhelmed, we're like, well, we don't know which foot to put in front first, and we forget to take any steps whatsoever. So if you're watching this, I'd really love to know, firstly, how your January has been on the 1st of February now. It's like, how's January been for you? Have you felt like it's been like a bit bonkers, a bit crazy? It's been like you've been living an entire lifetime in the space of a month? Because that's what I've truly felt like. It's been a bit crazy and a bit wonky. It's like it's felt really like whew, on one level, and then like, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to navigate all of this on the other hand? And it's about creating that sense of space and clarity and quietness in the middle of all of that. It's about really taking time to discern what's important, what's for now, what's for later, noting it down, keeping a journal. I've always got loads of post-it notes around me, things and boards that I've got post-it notes on for like ideas, things I want to create, and knowing that I don't actually have to do everything in this moment, but like when it's got something to do with a certain program that's coming to me, like at the moment, what's really being downloaded for me is about creating a course to teach you how to access your own Akashic records, but also how to access other people's Akashic records so that you can work even more in depth and even more powerfully, taking your clients to a whole nother level of the amazing work that you're already doing with them by helping them to understand their soul blueprint, who they are at soul level, helping them to shine even more brightly, but also, healing, releasing the blocks, releasing the fears, the anxieties that we've been carrying, and patterns of behavior that we've been carrying over for perhaps many, many lifetimes. So when we are open to receiving, it really does take that beat, that moment of really having patience within ourselves, of trusting, of taking a breath, taking and creating that space to receive. Because when we are in overwhelm, there's actually no space for us to receive. It's like we're squeezing everything into this really fine channel, this really fine vision of where we're going. And we're not able to see anything that's like kind of on the edges of anything. It's like we've got tunnel vision. That's where we're heading. That's where we're going. And there's nothing else is allowed in. And we're not actually creating this beautiful spaciousness. We can create momentum. We can take action steps one step at a time as we are still open to receiving more. And that doesn't have to necessarily lead to overwhelm, to doing more. It helps us, on the other hand, to refine what we're receiving, to refine what we're doing, what action we're taking, and how we want to get out there and how we want to put it out there into the world, whatever that is, in like shifting something in our relationships, around improving our health and well-being. It's like sometimes we get so excited at the beginning of the year. We like have all these health goals. We're going to lose this amount of weight. We're going to eat only healthy things. And it's really around, rather than having that tunnel vision, it's like, what can I do? What couple of steps can I do to improve where I am now so that I can start stepping towards where I'm going? And that, in that space, that's where we create that momentum. We create that spaciousness to receive other bits that are going to support the next step that we're going to take beyond that. We're only really given a few steps at a time. What we want as humans is to have the whole plan done, dusted, laid out in front of us so that we can just action it and we can take course. That's not the way it works. With each few steps that we take, the next few steps take clear. This is why we're so stuck in inaction and procrastination, because we think we need everything laid out before us, but we don't. And what we need to do is create a bit of space. So while I've been receiving all this like information downloads, what I've been doing is actually creating space for myself more than ever. And I don't know if you saw last week, I actually had a duvet day. I just woke up in the morning and I thought, I just need to create a day. I need to clear the decks. I need to create some space and really create that space for me. And what it has done, not immediately, but it has allowed me to create an open channel to receiving something new and different. Things have been dropping in over the last week, because I think it was last Wednesday. The only thing I did last Wednesday was come on live here with my topic that I'd already predicted was like to slow down to speed up, and it's all around the same theme. So in order to receive, we actually need to slow down, take a breath, all the information we're getting, knowing and trusting that one step will lead to the other, will lead to the next, will lead to the next few steps before you, and trusting that process of unfolding. This is how we remain open to receiving. It's not trying to receive, putting ourselves in this perfect, most beautiful vibrational frequency to receive everything, and I'm being really good and I'm open and I'm getting my vibrational frequency aligned to receiving all these things I want to receive. and therefore they must appear, but where are they? Will they come soon? And it's really about really trusting in that process and step by step, because when we try, we actually create resistance and we push it further and further away from us, and that's not what we want to do. So if you've got any questions, if you've got any insights into this, how are you feeling like receptive? How do you open yourself up to receive? Do you push harder? Do you like try to meditate on it? Do you try to create the space for it? Or are you in a beautiful surrendering and allowing for whatever comes to receive? I was having a beautiful massage the other day, and it's always just so gorgeous to just have that time for myself as well, to really receive a massage. And what I received during that massage, as I was laying there and just being open to the elements, to receiving from somebody else, which was just divine. And I highly recommend people getting body work done on a regular basis. Last year was my promise to myself that every month I would go for a massage, and I have done that every single month for the last 12 months, and it has been a game changer for me. But the thing that I received yesterday was that the way we're going to receive things is not in the way we expect to receive it. And that was like, okay, I know this. Sometimes, things come in, like we create a bit of a shift over here and something pops in over here, and that wasn't quite what I expected. And if we start to notice all the ways that we're receiving, we realize how much we're receiving already. And when we want to receive something specific, we negate the other things that we're receiving all the time, and we dismiss it and we say, but it's not the thing I wanted. It's not the thing that I desired. It's not the intention that I put out there. It's not the thing that I asked the universe for. It's not the thing that I asked my guides to help and support me with. And they don't always answer in a linear way. Often the guidance, the wisdom, the things we receive in the manifested state of actually seeing the evidence is not the thing we were expecting. But don't negate it. Start to notice all the things that you are receiving, the things that you have been receiving all along the way. So I'm going to pick a card to support us in this guidance. And that one's popping out at me, so I'm going to pull that one. Oh, now this is one I've not had before, and I might need to look at my... So this is a beautiful card. I'll have to get it in the middle. So Vesica Pisces. So look at that beautiful geometric shape in the middle, and the concentric circles around that and the lines through it. But everything is radiating around it. So for me, what this says is that the path that we're following is here, or the other way, that way. And we're following a path and we're heading in that direction. And there's information and beautiful light at the center of it. But there is also information, if we put our heads out and look to the sides, there is information all around us, above us, below us, to the sides of us, behind us even, that we might be ignoring in our focus just to get into one direction. And so the magic is happening all around. It's expansive. It's not just in that space of what we think it is. It's in all of it. So I'm just going to have a little look in the book. This is Denise Jarvie, The Secret Language of Light. I absolutely adore these cards. The magic in these cards is phenomenal. And actually there is a heart right in the center of it. And it's like, this is the frequency that we're tapping into. Can you just see this heart here? This is the magic that we're tapping into. The love energy, coming back to the pure light frequency that we are, that is wrapped up in love. Like we are all of it. We are, for each one of us, our light is different. We are unique beings in this vast universe. And for what what it means for one person, somebody else will see and hear the meaning of something else. And I want you to really trust, and that's interesting. I've just opened up like the book at the back on the last page of actually this one. So it is creating soul truth in the world. So that's exactly what I was just saying. We are all unique and different. Our truth is our truth. Stop being distracted by other things, what everyone else is doing, and really allowing ourselves to be open to receiving our own truth, shining our own truth, knowing what feels resonant to us, what feels true to us. My truth will be different to yours. That doesn't make me right or wrong, it just makes it my truth. And the same for you. There's so much around at the moment of saying, you're right, I'm wrong. What if we're all right? And we're all right? What if we were all correct in our beliefs, our thoughts? But do we want to change that? Do we want to shift that? What is our innate truth? Are we aligned? Is our truth aligned to who we are at soul level? Our soul light? Does it resonate with who we are on a soul level? And does that filter through into the truth of our own heart? And are we leading with that? Are we showing up in the world through that light, through that truth? Through everything we're doing, through everything we're saying? Can we honestly say that? I don't think I am fully. I know there are places where I hide, where I don't speak fully out for fear of being judged, for fear of not saying the right thing. We're all doing it to some extent, but are we choosing more and more to step into alignment with our own soul truth and who we are? And that's what I love about the Akashic Records, because they show us, they give us that blueprint, that idea, that glimpse of our own unique light, who we are at that unique frequency that no one else resonates entirely with. That's why somebody will work with me and not someone else. That's why someone else will work with someone else, but not me. It's because we align to something, we feel something, a connection, a resonance to something. So what's your truth? So I'm just going to read what it says here. If I can read this without my glasses. I don't think I've got them here. No, I've left them. So the outside world feels more real than the inner world because we have been encouraged to focus more on what is outside of us. And so often this is true. We're focusing so much on what's outside of us, what's going on in the world, distracted by everything that's going on. And there is so much going on right now. But how often do we come back to who we are, our true soul frequency, our true soul light? How often are we stepping back into that, into quietness, into reflection, into the space of who we are? We have learned to give things that can be seen by others or touched by us more importance than what we feel. So we're looking for outside validation all the time, rather than validating ourselves and knowing that actually what we're doing is aligned with who we are and that it doesn't matter what other people think. We've been so conditioned in this. Making decisions can become difficult when our awareness is focused away from our inner needs and our inner wants. So it's coming back and saying, what is it I desire? What do I choose? What do I want to create for my life? And we all get to step towards that, every single one of us. There is no one person that's more abundant than the other. It's simply what we choose, but it's not simple. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clear and easily made. And so this is what I was talking about with a beautiful soul sister of mine yesterday. We were talking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So it's like how we listen to source, how we listen to our divine intuition, our divine guidance, the divine wisdom that we all hold within us, but we feel comes from an external source, but isn't. It's actually within us all. We all have a direct connection to oneness. So it resides within us. It resides within each and every single one of us. But how we also beautifully marry that with the action, that it's the action that we take that allows us to align to what we want to create, and therefore it becomes manifest. It's not about getting ourselves in a vibrational state to become aligned to the thing we desire so that it becomes manifest in our life. It's about the action the beautifully guided action we take on the inspiration, on the wisdom, on the guidance, that manifests itself into our world. So it's action that creates the results that's beautifully aligned to the wisdom that we're receiving. It's not simply and only about getting into a vibrational state and being in this perfect open to receiving state that we receive it. We have to take action towards the thing we want to receive. And then we'll receive it, but perhaps not in the way that we think we are going to receive it, because the mind will create an expectation. The mind will have a linear thought about how it should show up and what it is, and we discount and ignore how it does come up. So there's this beautiful like blending and connection between the inner world and the outer world. When our internal and external realities are integrated, decisions are clear and easily made. Decisions are clear and easily made. So making a choice, taking action becomes clear and easy. And that's how we flow. That's how we step into flow. This leads to satisfaction, as there is no resistance to your fulfillment. We're not creating the resistance in trying and making it happen in a specific way when we want to receive it some other how. But we're like, no, I don't want to receive it that way. I want to receive it this way. And so we put up the blocks. We put up the barricades. We create a mountain where there was a molehill. When we scan the myriad of possibilities that are open to us in the manifested world, we will know what we want and will not feel overwhelmed. I think overwhelm is the thing that I struggle with. It's like, where do I put my attention? Where do I put my focus? What am I trying to do? And so creating that space allows us to create calm in the body, relax and release the nervous system, allow things to flow more freely in the physical body so that we can take steps and actions. In this space, we become grateful for the decisions we've made and all the ones we will make in the future. And that's what happens in the space. And so often we don't create enough space. We're so busy doing, creating, and not creating the space to allow it in. So for me, what I've felt has been the most beautiful thing has been about creating space, even when it's making no sense. I've got too much to do. I've got things that I have to get done. I've been receiving all this wisdom. I need to get on with it. How do I create that space? Not to avoid doing it, but to receive more. Not to create distraction and get on with other things, but to create true space for ourselves that we can feel full, replenished, aligned, and creative in a space of flow. That's the beauty of it. So if you've been watching, I'd love to hear how you, what this card has brought up for you. I'll just show you it one final time. What it's brought up for you, how did it speak to your soul? How did it speak to you, and what has it given you? These cards are beautiful. So let me know if you've got any questions. Tag me in the comments section. This is going out to several different channels. Come and join me on Instagram with @Natasha Nicole Harris. Come and join me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Send me a friend request on Facebook. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be here again next Wednesday, 4 p.m. UK time again, where we will activate a little bit more of the divine guidance within us, connect with the Akashic Records, connect with the wisdom that is all around us. And if you are interested in knowing a little bit more about how to connect yourself with your own Akashic Records and to work with your clients in healing and activating them in their Akashic Records, then send me a DM, send me a private message. There's something very exciting coming in March next month around this. And I've got a number of people who are interested in this. So let me know and I can add you to a mailing list. Send me your email and I can add you to the information that is coming through as it does, as I am receiving through the wisdom, not pushing it, allowing it to be created in divine timing. That's another important element. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Sending lots of love. Bye for now.